Johnny. Hello, everybody. You're welcome to another favorite show, the Get Through Show. Today, we have an amazing topic, and guess what? We have a guest. She is beautiful. I won't let the cat out of the bag. You're going to find out soon. So, guys, today's topic is if you find out that your best friend is pregnant for a bad guy, would you advise her to abort it? Would you advise your friend to abort a baby that she's supposed to have for a bad guy? Let's hear from the rest of the squad. So sit down, get your popcorn. It's about to be slashed. I'll see you in a jiffy. So welcome back, guys. And as you can see, I am starstruck in the middle of this beautiful ladies. As I said earlier, guys, we have a guest in the building, but I still don't want to introduce my guest yet. But then, as you all know, the regular that hasn't been regular for a while. I haven't seen this fellow in a long time. So on my far right is Melody. And on my immediate right, I've got your girl, a beautiful young lady. She's special. Yoli, Aisha, which should I go? Some guys know her as Yoli. Some of you guys know her as Aisha. Aisha Yoli. Oh, she's smiling. And guys, my guest, I told you guys she's beautiful. She's very, very intelligent and she's smart. On my left-hand side, it's your girl, Cher. You're welcome to Get Real Show. Guys, don't you want to welcome her with a round of applause? Welcome to Get Real Show, Cher. So guys, today, I just want to let you guys know, I just want to listen. I want to take as much information in because, abortion as a topic is big, is huge. I know it's important, especially for you guys. So guys, you all know the topic. If you find out, you realize that your best friend or your friend is pregnant for a bad guy, would you advise them to abort it? Yoli.
Are you starting with me?
Yes, of course.
Oh my goodness. I was just trying to wrap my head around. Well, I wouldn't find it my place to advise someone to do an abortion. I don't think it's in anyone's place to advise someone to make that decision for themselves. I mean, it's a very sensitive decision, and I feel it's a self decision. However, if I had to, if maybe they asked me to maybe just share some light or maybe they trust me so much and they just wanted to hear what I have to say, I'd probably say. If they feel that they are ready to have that child, right? Having a child, it's not a responsibility of the other person. So just because the other person is a bad person doesn't necessarily say a lot about you and how you'd raise your child. If you feel you're ready to raise a child, you're in a state of mind where you're capable of raising that child alone, financially, physically, emotionally, and then it is your decision to make, right? But decisions should never be based on the type of partner that you have, because for the mere fact you were in a relationship with that person, it says something else. You can't now that you have a baby try to weigh the options of giving it away or keeping it based on somebody else's character, whether they're bad character or good character. Carrying a child is solely on your responsibility.
Oh wow. Melody, how bad can a guy be for you to advise your friend to abort for him, to abort the guy's pregnancy? How bad can the guy be?
First thing first, like you already said, abortion is a very big thing. It's not a joke. It's not a joke. We hear about these things and it's just, abortion is deep on its own. I'm never gonna sit down with my friend and tell her, I don't care how bad the guy is. I don't care, because listen, he could have been bad, but when the child comes into the picture, he becomes a better person. Change is constant. I will never sit in a room with my friend and tell her, go ahead and do the abortion. Because number one, if I, as a friend, tell my friend to do the abortion, okay, fine, I'm going to support her, but am I supporting her all the way? Do I know what abortion comes with? Do I know the consequences she's going to suffer? And when she suffers those consequences, is she not going to blame me because she came and confided in me as a friend and I told her, sis, go ahead and do this abortion? I am against it. Sorry.
Sure. Like I see you're nudging to what they're saying. So am I assuming that you're in the same space with them?
I definitely agree about the weight that abortion carries and your right as a friend to advise someone to go through an abortion. I don't think that you have that right. But I will say that
Even if they seek your advice.
if they look for my advice, I think I would assess the situation and see if my friend is aware of the qualities of the man that she's carrying for. So if she's in a place of denial where she might expect him to be baby daddy and be there and be able to be supportive of that baby when I might have a different opinion and know that he's not going to. So depending on her mindset and whether she might be almost love struck and have this big expectation for him to fulfill this role when I might have the intention that, or I might know his intentions are different, that he might leave or he might not actually want to be a part of that baby's life. So I think that's almost what I would work through with her and make sure that if she understands his qualities and she knows that there is a possibility of him not being a father figure, is she still willing to have the baby and then carry it and look after it by herself?
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow. So, Yoli, and I want you to make me understand this. So now, if I hear you guys clearly, I really wish you're sitting here so I can be there. I think it's actually gonna be nice. Do you want to come here? Yes, of course. Yeah, I want to look you guys. I want to look you guys in the eyes. So, guys, if I hear you guys clearly, you guys are telling me that you cannot advise your friend to abort. Are you saying that you also wouldn't support them if they decide to abort? Yoli.
No, not necessarily that I wouldn't support them if they decided to abort. I mean, abortion is not something that I'm comfortable with, I do feel that it's personally, I'll make it personally and not generalize. I do feel that it's very insensitive to do that, right? Especially, I mean, we are given like a whole lot of, things that prevent us from, getting pregnant, especially if you feel like you're not at a stage where you want to have kids. So I feel like abortion is a very selfish thing to do because you're given so many opportunities. You could prevent, you could do a whole lot of things before we get to that point. So that's how I personally feel about abortion. But obviously things happen and we're not all perfect, and mistakes happen if it was a mistake or if it was not a mistake and then you realize that you're with the bad guy and your intention is not to keep the child and you go ahead with that decision. As my friend, I know boundaries. I'm not one to infringe my personal opinions on your decisions that you make because that's a boundary thing. I will support you definitely 100%. If abortion has side effects or after effects or whatever emotionally, I'll be there 100% as a friend. I'll go through that whole process with you. I mean, I wouldn't want to see my friend suffer in any kind of way, regardless of what consequences or decisions she's made or faced with. I think as a friend, I'd support her.
That's a strong statement.
It's not me supporting the fact that she had an abortion. That's something completely different. I mean,
sure. I'm, I stand to be corrected. When it comes to our friend and us giving them an advice, I believe that a friend should be there, someone who can be there for you through thick and thin. Emotionally, otherwise as much as the person can for you to be there. Now, when it comes to friend, is our personal, emotions not supposed to be put aside and we attend to our friends squarely? How do we juggle that?
Good question.
Yeah.
Because that's bouncing between your own personal boundaries and beliefs.
And
what you think of your friend. So I definitely agree that for some people, abortion is quite a difficult topic for them to deal with. And I feel like if you have any sort of difficulty with that, like let's just say I have had an abortion before, or I know someone that went through it and I strongly disagreed with it, and you went through an abortion, but I feel like it could be almost traumatic for me to have to go through that again. So I feel as though if that person is your friend you have an obligation to support that person.
Wow,
But-
that is
But I must say that I don't think it is your obligation to have to deal with that person and everything that they're going through with abortion by yourself. Unless, because that's something that I feel like should be taken to a trained professional and not just be put on you, because you as an individual, I mean, I'm not trained enough to handle someone who might be going through like a traumatic situation as heavy as abortion. And I don't think that you should be that person's sole support system, because that will drain you. And I feel like it could have an impact on your mental health as well. And then you'll be in a place where both of you are drained and neither of you are able to help each other.
wow. Sure, like you blow me away. You know, like you guys, I'm seeing different perspective, and then I'm taking a lot in. So, which means what you just said now means that, because a lot of us so-called friends, really, we constantly put on the pressure of being there to our friend, even when we are not qualified enough.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm making sense, because you just said now, which is a very strong statement, you're not knowledgeable enough to be this kind of person for you. You need to look for trained professionals. But here is what I think majority of us do. Because we feel like, oh, our friends may feel bad, our friends may think we are inadequate or we are not on the same level, they want to prognose and give us an advice just for us to be happy. I don't know if but if we start getting vocal to say, you know what, I'm still your friend, but don't you think we should seek a professional in this area? Now, Melody, I want you to navigate me from the point whereby, let's define the word bad, like a bad man. Now I'm thinking, let's say this guy, you know him before, is a toxic, narcissist, and abuser. That's how bad this guy is. Let's just put it into perspective. And, let's say, there are things, probably there are things about this guy X that scare you. And you love your friend so much that you don't want your friend to go through the same. How do you?
So, quick question: is my friend? So my friend is carrying, right? But is my friend still dating this man?
Yes.
Okay. So you asking me how would I save?
And because you know this guy, like I've put the bad in a perspective, I've gone into detail.
Yeah, with
this
the
guy
bad.
is toxic, narcissist. This guy is an abuser.
I'm still okay. I know this guy, right? I understand what kind of person he is. I still wouldn't tell my friend to go ahead and do that. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm like, for me, like the ladies have said, this thing on its own comes with a lot of like psychologically, emotionally. You're gonna. Why would I want to see my friend drive?
Okay, yeah, sure. I think Go ahead.
So, if we just for a second put the abortion situation
Aside.
how would you have the conversation with your friend to tell them that this man is bad man?
Okay, so for me, I can only it's because when people love, they see what they see, and they like, even if I'm gonna tell my friend, I'm definitely gonna tell you that, listen, I know your partner and this person is very etc etc etc, right? I'm gonna tell her, I'm gonna be straight up, we're gonna have that conversation, but now it's left for my friend to either stay or leave. And you see, this topic on its own is also heavy, because now my friend might leave the relationship. Later on, she sees that, things happen, and then she's like,
okay, why? I'm looking for a statement. Are you guys not aware that this kind of situation can end your friendship with your friend?
I want to land. There's two things. It might end. It could end our friendship. Because listen, when a girl is in a relationship, don't come into her. Don't tell her anything about her man. But then also, I might tell her, I might give her this advice. She might leave the man. Fine, they've left. Later on in the future, she's like, do you see, this man has now made it in life. We're not together because of you. Now the whole thing is on me. Do you understand? Then she could stay in this relationship and find out for herself what kind of man this is. And then later she's going to be like, yo, I should have listened to my friend. So there's different...
If she stayed with him, you knew all of this,
I'm not going to be your friend. No, I'm not. I'm like...
Wow.
I'm sorry, I'm gonna be honest. I'm
Wow,
gonna
that-
be.
no. I'm
That's
not
mine.
against you. Like,
That
is strong.
that is me.
That
Like
is strong.
if I love you as a friend, I can still love you from a distance. I don't have to be there. Like I'm not gonna support. I know your man is abusive. You think I'm gonna sit there and watch you cry, and you're gonna come and call me? My man did what?
Yoli, we have a lot of things to say. Just
No, I think no. I'm just surprised with that. I mean, that's just deep.
Yeah.
But I think also we have like different types of friends, and it also depends on the level of friendship you have and the bond of friendship you have. I feel I've got a set of friends that, I mean, we've seen partners come and leave within our some sort of circle, and usually with my set of friends, like my best friend, we have this thing where if they have somebody new, they will always make us go on a date or on a lunch with this person and introduce us to this person. And then definitely after that date, we are together, we are dropping it low. So we'll literally just say, okay, drop it on the low.
So the panel of
then that's
judges.
where you clearly indicate to your friend, like, personality-wise, we're just like, this person doesn't compliment your friend. And we're
don't
not
like
saying,
that.
we don't say, make a decision based on what we say.
You guys just
Dropping
say
it
what you-
low is saying what your perspective on the relationship, right? So we have that thing. We say to each other, drop it on the low. I can even say, yo, your guy is shady. Oh, he looks bad. Or, oh, he looks good. Or, it's just whatever you feel comfortable to say, you say it. Nobody's going to judge you. Then we laugh about it. That relationship has nothing to do with you. But obviously, because your friend, it's your some circle. I mean, this person is going to roam around us, is going to go out with us, going to have dates with us. And also, it's for you to just also respect that it's a them thing. They chose each other. It's fine. It has nothing to do with you. But as long as you've said, right? And critical, let's say now hypothetically later on the stage, obviously at dating stage, nobody comes to be bad. They all give good impression. Now, let's say later on you realize this person is abusive and all this. It is also like, I think it also depends on the type of friendship that you have. You can call your friend aside and say, listen, there's a few things I actually need to highlight, right? I'm not sure if you are aware of, or at this time of your life, this is called denial stage, but I'm also just going to drop it on the low here and just leave it here. And then I'll support you with whatever decision you choose to make. Whether you want to stay, whether you want to leave, I'll still be here, right? And we'll see it through together. But this person is not healthy for you. And then I'll list my reasons why I feel like this person is not healthy. And I'll tell my friend, I don't want you to hold this against me, but this is how I feel. And as a friend, this is me coming forward and reaching out to you because you might not see it in the same light, right? And then after that, you just leave it. And then you say, I support you, friend. If you want to stay in your misery, let's both do that. Stay in your misery. I'm there for you. If you want to come back and cry, and we'll cry together. Popcorn nights, we'll do it together. But it is you share the light and you go through the journey because it's your friend.
Guys, see, look, like you guys, like I feel like I'm loaded with so much information, and I'm thinking, how is our viewers feeling right now? But now this is like an open ground. I want you guys to express yourself, as much as you can. But I have a question. From what I heard from all of you guys, is that you're not in a position to advise a friend to abort because you don't want to watch them go down the drain. Now, I'm thinking in my head right now, you don't want your friend to go down the drain. But then the same drain you're trying to save them from, if they go ahead and be with a bad guy and he went south, it's still the same drain. Guys, how do you transition me from that? Do we understand what I just said?
I don't.
Melody, you look confused. Okay, now I'm saying now that Yoli, you're saving me. You don't want to tell me to go abort because you don't want me to go down the drain. That's exactly what that Melody used. You don't want to watch me from the aftermath of an abortion, go down the drain. But then I'm also thinking, if you didn't advise me to abort, if I go ahead and have the baby and be with the man, and he started abusing me, being toxic to me, am I still not going down the drain?
Yes, but it was your choice.
I advised you.
Yeah.
Like we're friends. We're not a hero in every situation.
Yeah, so I'm trying to say, Shay, that the same drain you're trying to save me from, it's the same drain I'm entering either ways. And I'm still your friend, remember?
Life for you, you're gonna fall one. Whether you can be saved here, you'll fall here. Saved here, you'll fall. That's life. As long as I told you, sis, but you still went and did what you did, it's on who?
So Shay, I need you to answer this for me
No, wait,
quickly.
I actually want to ask you.
Yes,
If the situation was your girl best friend, someone you've known your whole life, right? So obviously, I feel like there is a slight difference between a girl to girl friendship and a guy to girl friendship, because we are protective, but in a different way. It's more feminine, and you are protective in a way where you have your girl best friend, but you also know guys. And you also know how their minds work and how would you approach this situation?
Now, yeah, thank you for that question, actually. Now, Yoli said something when she was talking, which is very, striking. She said it depends on the level of friendship, of relationship you have with the person. So I'm just going to give it to you straight. Guys, like you said, see stuffs also. But now, here's the thing. A very special person in my life said something to me some time ago that when it comes to, I'm going to be kind of, raw and vulgar. He said when it comes to a dick and a vagina, you have to be careful in what you say in there. Now, what I'm trying to say to you now is that if the friend that I know, if I know that we are like that, like she said, we drop it low like that, of course I'm going to go tell you, look, hey, you're about to go into a ditch. But now, if it's a friend that we cannot be that low, I'm sorry, you do you, boo.
Okay.
I'm never gonna put my mouth there. But if by saving grace we are, true, honest, everything with each other, we can go down that side, and I still know that okay, I still have you. I'm just gonna. But look, you. This is heading nowhere, and you need to look at this, and that.
Okay, and then what if your brother, your homie, has made a bad girl pregnant?
Yeah, that is exactly what I'm trying to say now. That if the bad girl is pregnant now, if I tell, of course you're gonna be a baby daddy. I'm never gonna. I'm gonna make sure my thesis will be, bro. If this is your child, you still need to take care of your child. You need to be there for your child. It doesn't matter how bad or good it is, because that is an innocent child. We don't want to see a child go astray, and a child is not meant to suffer it. A decision that two adults make, regardless of the whole thing. So a child still needs to live. But now, I want you guys to, because we're about to run.
For you, just to add to what Shay asked you. So if you had your best female friend and you guys are close like that, and she asked you whether she should do an abort, would you advise your girl to do the abortion?
Number one thing is, if I should, sentiment aside, my belief and faith doesn't support abortion. So I will never, no matter how bad the situation, if the guy is Saddam Hussein, let's say the guy let's say the guy is a Satan himself, I will never advise anyone to go abort. Like I'm damn straight to a position whereby I can even tell you to have the baby, I will adopt the baby.
Wow. Okay.
Like I can make such decision quick. I'm that down with you if you have to go that way. But now, as we round up, guys, like I said, it's an open thing. So share in your own word. Let's say our viewers are there at that point now. Obviously, you guys have already said you can't advise anyone. But now, in your perspective, because I realize that from what we say, people can draw strength. How do you transition someone out of such situation?
Out of what situation?
Let's say there is someone watching us, is pregnant for a bad guy right now. What can you say to them? Without you're not advising them. I don't want to put you in that spot, but just what is your perception? What's your opinion? Someone can draw strength from that.
Sure, that's a difficult one. Look, I think I would tell them that it is entirely their decision, and I would put a lot of emphasis on the fact that this is not a decision that they would have to make alone. I would really, really recommend seeking help in order to make a decision, because it is a heavy decision, and that would be my biggest recommendation. I would just say, it's not a decision you have to make alone. There is definitely other people that have been in that type of situation, and I would just tell them to reach out.
Yoli, that's so nice. Yeah. Thank you.
Well, she took it right from my mouth. I'd probably say seek professional help. Also, just reflect. Spend time with yourself. Reflect. The answer is always there. It just needs us to be in the right mindset. Yeah.
Melody.
You just ask your question again.
Okay, so someone is in that spot right now. Recommend something. Yeah, recommend something for them, and they are actually pregnant.
Listen, you know your partner. You know what? Yeah. You see, we're going too far talking about. Sorry, we're going too far talking about bad guys. Everybody knows when they're with a bad guy. There's always little something. Do you understand? So you know that you should drop the guy. Nobody has to tell you to drop him. For me, I'm still gonna tell you keep what you have because it's not worth losing. That's just the truth. But as for your guy, drop him.
Yeah, I think this. You guys don't have to make comment on this. It's gonna be my last statement, and then we're just gonna conclude. Everybody says seek professional help. I want you guys to think about if we're ever gonna do a part 2. You guys are gonna start with that. How much can we trust a professional? We have professionals who are broken, but because we need to understand that we are living in a systematic world. Sure, I think you guys can quite agree with me that a marriage counselor that is going through divorce still want to advise other people. You guys can know that. You guys can know that. So guys, thank you so much. This is gonna be our conclusion. So guys, like I'm loaded with information. You guys hear what those beautiful ladies have been saying, and guys, you all heard them. I don't know what to say, but from what they've said, I think you should draw strength. So shout out to everyone that is whatever in a way you are brother, sister. Please share this episode with them. I think it's gonna help them. So guys, thank you so much for sticking and for staying tuned. I hope you enjoy this episode. Like you know, we are always real and we're getting it real. So thank you so much, guys. Thank you to Melody. Thank you, Yoli. Thank you, Cher, our guest. We hope we're gonna be seeing you more often. I'm sure you're gonna start having fans as well. They're gonna love to see you more. So guys, thank you so much to everybody behind the camera and to everyone in front of the camera. We love you. Shout out to God.